following the history books, then we have what we call the wisdom books, and that are Job, the books of Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Songs of Solomon. So the history books talks about the history of the Hebrew people from the time that they were enslaved, and it walks us through the period which they left Egypt, went into the wilderness for 40 years, and you were dealing with Joshua and the destruction of the Jericho wall, and all about the kings and all of that. That's what you're going to find out about history. You talk about Samuel, you talk about David, and all of those that come through that. You've heard about David and Goliath and all of that. Well, all of that is found in the history books. Then following that, you got the wisdom books. These are the books where it gives us knowledge and wisdom. Job, it talks about a conversation between God and Satan, where God told Satan that no matter what he would do to Job, Job would not curse him. And so there was a conversation going on. Some say there was a bet. I don't buy that, but there was conversation between them. Had to do with the book of Job. Job was considered to be the most patient of a man that has ever lived. Then following Job, then you have the Psalms, and you have Proverbs. Now, the book of Psalms is 150 of them. Psalms is really a situation where man is talking to God about God. For the most part, it's praising God for him being God, for his mercy, for his grace, for his goodness. And really, when you want to talk to God about God, then you read the book of Psalms. Now, the book of Proverbs has to do with God talking to us. It's written by King Solomon, and it's really Solomon talking to his children, but it's really a way of God talking to us. Just as Solomon was talking to his son, we take that same information, let it know that it's God talking to us about the wisdom, the things that we should not do. Very good book to read. If you decide that you just want to read a book, the first book you ought to read is the book of Proverbs. I recommend that very, very highly. And then following the wisdom books, you have the prophets, books of the prophets. You have what they call the major prophets and the minor prophets. There are a total of 17 prophets. There's 17 books, each dealing with the prophets. And those books are Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. And so these are the books of the prophets. And the prophets basically mean prophets are mouthpieces or spokespersons for God. And basically what they were actually delivering the message of God to the people of Israel. And so he used more than 17 prophets. He used more than that, but there were 17 prophets in which books were written. And so that's kind of what these are the books of the Old Testament. And again, it's as we read through the pages, it's really all about the coming of the Messiah, the coming of Jesus Christ. Because what happened, as you know, when man with Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, sin took place. And as a result of that, God had to figure out a way to remove sin, at the same time save man, because once you sin, you die. That's why we die, because Adam and Eve sinned in the Garden of Eden. But through the coming of the Messiah, Once we die, give our life to Christ and die, then we can be resurrected and live forever. And again, I'm stopping at this point because our time is running out, and we'll come back and deal with the New Testament next time, and then we'll begin to get into specifics about certain parts of the Bible. Okay? I hope all is well, and we're looking forward to talking to you. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.